Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have Star Wars The Black Series Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi now. So as you can see, you got some nice artwork of the character on the side there, standard packaging, on the back, standard bio, the whole bit. Do like the packaging, of course, but it is, nothing's changed between movies or anything. So now let's talk about the actual figure. This is the third Kylo Ren figure that we're getting from the regular assortment of the Black Series, just the single carded figures. So you know, at this point we've all had at least one Kylo Ren before, I would say. So this isn't super special. However, I will say that it's the most different out of all the Kylo Ren releases, which is quite nice, and it does make it a bit different because obviously his costume does change in this new movie. He wears slightly different clothes. So and even the clothes that he wears that are the same, Hasbro has kind of re-sculpted and made a different way, so that's kind of nice. But first of all, going over the head sculpt, I think the head sculpt does look nice. Let's see. I do like the kind of angry expression on it. You do have the scar there. Unfortunately, though, it's just sculpted. I wish that it was a bit red. Now, the one that comes in the element kind of set that comes with the figure and like an element base piece, that one that's a Walmart exclusive does have the scar that is red. So I kind of like that. I just like when the scar pops a bit more because it is quite unique. The hair looks very good. It's a dark brown with like a lighter brown wash to it, but it's quite subtle in the way that it's been washed in. Giving you a comparison with the last version of the Kylo Ren head sculpt. As you can see, it's a huge improvement. The last one had a very pale, ghost-like face. This one has a much more natural skin color. I also like the way that they've painted the hair a bit more. I think it looks more natural. And then just the design of the face in general is slightly better. The face sculpt itself isn't a ton better, I will say. The sculpt is rather similar. Let's see if without the light blaring on it, you can get a better shot of it. But the sculpt itself isn't that much more of an improvement or anything. It's mainly just the paint. And I will say, considering it's mainly the paint that's the improvement, it's a big difference. Like that paint really does make a big difference. So, you know, I definitely see the improvement on this head sculpt. I think by the time Star Wars 9 comes out, we'll probably get one that's pretty on par for that one. But for now, this one does work. You know, could use improvement, but it works for now, and it is an improvement over the last one at least, which is nice. As long as they keep improving, I'll be happy. Going over the actual costume here, if we take off his jacket piece, his jacket is a rubber. It's a bit of a softer rubber. I do love the line work in it. I mean, that looks very natural. And on the back, very natural indeed. Great texture throughout it. As you can see, it's like got this leather-like texture on the outside as well as on the inside, and it of course just swoops right over his shoulders easily. Just kind of get his head up. And yeah, it does hang very nicely. It's kind of, you know, I'm not even like 100% sure if this is supposed to be like a jacket or a cape or some weird combination of the both. I mean, it must be a cape, but it's a really odd cape. Like, I don't know how this is supposed to work. But it looks good. I do like it, you know, and I am glad that they use rubber. They are giving you a cloth one in that element base pack that comes out a little later for Walmart. They're giving you a cloth one, which looks nice. However, it does look like it flares out quite a bit, like uncontrollably. So I prefer the rubber one that we're getting here. I think that looks a bit better. Going over his actual costume, do love the texturing in it. And this costume, you know, is essentially what he wears in the first movie, it's just without some extra layers on top of it. So I do like the fact that they've made it new, and they've obviously done it rubber, not doing cloth, considering they used a lot of cloth on the last one. But it does look very nice. And then his legs are new sculpt as well. They're a bit thin. They do thin down, especially towards the ankle. I'm not a fan of that. I wish that they were bulked up slightly because, you know, his arms and his torso and everything are kind of bulky. And then you have these like really thin legs. Even at the thighs they're thin, but especially when you get down here. So I'm not a big fan of that. Wish that they could have fixed that. But I do like the glossy paint on the boots themselves. And the texture throughout it is excellent. It does look very good. This is a rubber plastic, so it does kind of get out of the way, although it still is slightly restrictive. You can hook his lightsaber on his belt, which I think looks very nice. It hooks in very nicely, and you know, it stays put pretty well indeed, so that's quite nice. Going over his articulation, he's got a ball jointed head, which can go down this far, nice amount, can go up let's see, only about that. It only kind of levels out, which is definitely disappointing. Obviously side to side doesn't really tilt very much at all. He's got ball hinge shoulders with hinge swiveling elbows. The hinge, as you can see, is quite nice. I mean, that's one of the best single hinge joints I've seen. You know, it's just under a double hinge. That goes even more than 90 degrees. That's quite excellent, I will say. He has hinge swivel wrists, which hinge up and down instead of in and out, so on both sides, which I do like. He's got a ball jointed torso, which can go back a nice amount, as you can see. Can go forward an okay amount, kind of more just levels out, and then side to side a bit, which is nice. He's got ball jointed hips, which can go out this far. They can go out to the side, however they are restricted by that skirt section to only about there. Swivel at the thigh, double hinge knees, and then hinge pivoting ankles. The ankles work excellent. So overall, his articulation is standard Black Series, although it's a bit above standard when it comes to the elbows. That's basically how I would look at it, so that's pretty good. He does obviously come with a ignited lightsaber. I'm trying to think, let's see. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking a look at my other Kylo Rens here. It looks like this lightsaber is a bit better than the last one, because obviously it's not the one that is like connected like the first one is. But yeah, it looks like they've repainted it and they've done it in a more translucent coloring, which I think looks great. I'm surprised how much more I like that. You know, I didn't think that I had a problem with this one until seeing this one and just seeing how much better it can look. This looks so much better than that. Oh my gosh, because not only does it look more like a light blade because it's translucent, for some reason the translucent actually makes all the detail in it pop. Like here you can hardly see that there's much going on there. It looks more straight, but with this one you can really see the details, so that's excellent. Very happy about this. I am impressed. I didn't expect that. I'm just noticing that now. Very cool. And then he can hold it very well, of course. And as you can see, standard Kylo Ren blade, looking quite nice indeed. And because of that extra articulation on the elbows, he can hold it pretty nicely. I mean, you can get him holding it in with two hands. I will say that you could get him to hold it with two hands on the first Kylo Ren as well. So it's not like unique to this one. However, you can do it very easily with this one, which is nice. So you know, you can just keep working and get a good pose going. Something like this. Almost like he's about to kneel. Very cool. So I like this figure. Giving you a comparison between the others, and also as far as accessories go, it's a shame that he doesn't come with a Kylo Ren helmet. I think that would have been nice, even if it's just like one that's like attached to his hand or something, so it looks like he was holding it. That would have been excellent. I think that would have really helped sell this figure, I would say. The one that comes in the element base pack does come with a Kylo Ren helmet, so it looks like that one just kind of does everything that this one doesn't. However, I'm liking this one quite a bit. I think that the upgrades of the element base one certainly don't outweigh what you're getting here, which is nice. So let's give you that comparison with the Kylos. Alright, so all the Rens together here. We have the standard one that was released in the first wave of The Force Awakens. We have the one that was released in the first wave of Rogue One. And then we have the one that was released in the first wave of The Last Jedi. And then we have this one, which is an updated version when they re-released it with a slightly different textured scarf and some slightly different texturing on the figure himself. And then I also cut off the hood. And I replaced the hand too. So it's kind of an updated one that was also slightly customized. So there's my 4 Black Series Kylo Ren figures. I think that they all look quite nice. I'm a big fan of each and every one of these. My least favorite is definitely going to be this one. I think that it just the face is very pale, especially, and I thought it was pale when I first got it, but actually seeing it with a face sculpt that's not so pale and that actually looks good, it even more points out its flaws. So I definitely think that that's my least favorite one. These 3 are the best in my opinion. I like this one a lot because he just, for some reason, his skirt like hangs really nicely as compared to this one. So I just like it because of that in general. And then I like the unhooded helmet for some reason. I don't know why. I think it looks pretty sweet. So this is probably my favorite Kylo Ren. However, I do like this new look. I think it's cool. It's a nice update. I think that his look in The Force Awakens is better in general. But considering where I think it's pretty obvious they're taking this character, I think that this look better fits what they're going to do with him. So I do like it, and I think that it works nicely. And as far as the figures themselves, I think all of these figures are great. There's not a single figure here that I don't like, because I think that they're all done very nicely. I mean, this first Kylo Ren is excellent. They've done great stuff with it, especially with giving you so much cloth on it, and cloth that hangs very nicely. You know, that's kind of difficult to do. They've kind of went to completely no cloth on this new version. However, I think that it fits what they're doing. You know, I think that had they did cloth for the cape, which they're doing later on, I don't think it looks very nice. So I think that the rubber one is actually the superior one, and it hangs nicely. The only thing I will say is that the black on his cape doesn't look very dark. Like, it looks almost like it's got a bit of a bluish in it. It's kind of like it's like that much lighter, or it's kind of like a grayish. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I feel like it should be black though, but if it's not, maybe, you know, this might be the accurate color. However, I have a feeling that for some reason it's slightly off, so who knows. But overall, really do love these 4 Kylo Ren figures. They're all pretty cool in their own unique way, and yeah, it's a nice set, and I'm looking forward to adding to it eventually. I'm sure by the time that Star Wars 9 is done, I'll probably have an extra like 3 of these in here, because I think I'm gonna get that element pack Kylo Ren anyway, and then you know, obviously I'll get whatever Star Wars 9 Kylo Rens they do. So there you go. That's my comparison here. Alright, so there's my video review of the Star Wars The Black Series, The Last Jedi Kylo Ren figure. I do like this figure quite a bit. If you have the other Kylo Ren figures, this one's definitely not worth it, because his costume is obviously very different. However, I think that it's rather similar to his old costume, and his old costume is superior in general. If you don't have an unmasked Kylo Ren though, then this one would probably be worth it. But if you have like the regular one and the unmasked one, then this one, I don't think it's super worth it. I would recommend it if you can get it on sale. I was personally able to get this on a sale. I mean, the day after Force Friday, I had a coupon for Barnes & Noble for 20% off just any regular price item. Went in, they had Kylo Ren, so I got a solid $4 off of this. Had a gift card too, so ended up walking out paying nothing, which is kind of nice. So you know, it is very possible to get Kylo Ren and most of the Wave 1 figures on a discount. They're usually the easiest ones to find like a week after the movie. And not to mention, I've seen Kylo Ren a bunch of times at Walmart too, so definitely you know, it's very easy to find in stores. And wait for a sale if you want to do that, because that's the only reason I bought it, because of the sale. You know, I had plans to get it, but was really only trying to get it on a sale, and luckily was able to get on a sale very quickly. So there you go, that's my video review of the Star Wars The Black Series from The Last Jedi Kylo Ren figure. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.